welcome to Christina Marie TV. I'm your host, Christina Marie. Well, when I say cross-dressing, people get the strangest images in their head. I'm sure they think all different things, but what is cross-dressing really about? Well, to clarify and to give us some insight on that topic, with us tonight we have Dr. Gabriele Hoff. Hello, Dr. Hoff.
Hi, Christina Marie.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
So give us a couple ideas about what cross-dressing is all about, because a lot of people don't know.
Well, what would you think if you were to think about cross-dressing? Do you think that more heterosexual or homosexual men would cross-dress?
Okay, that's a good question. I would think that most people think that since it's a man dressing up like a woman, that it would be homosexual.
That is not true.
Okay.
Most cross-dressers are heterosexual men who cross-dress in secret by themselves and dislike doing so. They would much rather do it with a woman.
Mm-hmm. So then this isn't something of a man that really secretly wishes he was a woman.
No, that would be more a transgender type thing, where a man really wants to be a woman and wants hormones and surgery and so on. That would be a cross-gender thing. Cross-dressers, and I'm talking about men right now, there are women cross-dressers too, I'll touch on that in a minute, but men cross-dressers enjoy wearing women's outfits. It could be anything from just lingerie to full transformation, wigs, dress, everything. They do not want to change their gender. They don't want to become women, but for the time being, they like to play the role.
I see. So now, is this considered a fetish?
It could be a fetish.
Okay.
It could be erotic in nature. It could be a lingerie fetish, that a man likes lingerie on his woman, but he also likes wearing it himself. So that can be one thing. A man could enjoy, fetishizes the whole transformation and makes that erotic. That could be a fetish. But the term fetish is maybe a little too strong. It could also just be a strong liking of cross-dressing. It can be erotic in nature. It can be relaxing. Some cross-dressers find it very relaxing to put on their outfits, and I talk to some of them on the phone in my consultation work.
Okay, now relaxing in a way. Is this what they get off of it? Is it something like when you have a drink and you get that very high feeling? Is that the kind of feeling that they get from this?
Well, I'm not a cross-dresser myself, so I
Okay.
wouldn't know, but from reports, and they all vary, I understand that it takes away stress levels. They enter a space, a beautiful space of more relaxed, more being in touch with something they're usually not in touch with. And they like that a lot, especially when work is very stressful or other situations are very stressful.
So now, when does someone usually show signs of liking this? I mean, is it from a very young age, or does it develop usually later in life?
That depends. Most cross-dressers don't discover it until they discover sexuality. Some report that they had liked putting on their mother's outfits very young. Before they discovered sexuality. So it really depends. And some find out much later when they have a girlfriend who may enjoy putting something on them, which is pretty rare, but some discover it pretty late.
Now, do they have certain like cross-dressers that specialize in shoes and certain in panties and certain, is it just the whole, they really want to appear as a woman?
The shoes, well, that would be a shoe fetish possibly.
Okay.
That's another topic. Maybe we'll get into that in another
That's next
show.
week. We'll cover that next week.
Yeah. But as I said, some cross-dressers are perfectly fine just wearing panties. Maybe wearing panties underneath their work clothes, wearing panties at home, women's panties. Others like panties, bra, garter belt, and stockings. Some like pantyhose, not stockings. Others like a dress, wig, shoes, and no pantyhose. It totally depends on everybody's taste.
Now that's quite a lot of work. That's a lot of work to put on all those things.
Yeah.
But I've heard of people like very high-powered executives, CEOs, that go to work with their suit, but underneath their suit they have female panties,
And hopefully it was a woman who made them wear the panties. That's even more fun than having to put it on themselves.
So the woman requesting that they wear, demanding that they wear it as part of the infatuation with it?
Part of the fun of being made to do it. And those are probably executives who either see a dominatrix or have a adventurous wife or girlfriend who enjoys doing that to them.
Okay, so my question naturally would be, supposing you're in a relationship and you have these tendencies that you want to play out, how do you bring this up to the woman in your life or your wife?
Very carefully.
Okay.
You want to take it in slow steps and see how your partner reacts. If you have a good communication going, you could bring it up directly and say, look, I really would enjoy cross-dressing. But a lot of women have negative reactions to that. And Halloween could be a good start, where maybe the man says, oh, I want to dress as a woman for Halloween. And the woman says, okay, it's Halloween. And maybe have some fun and then bring it up again. Or taking more risk and saying, I really enjoyed that and I would like to do this more often. And maybe offering to do housework while cross-dressed.
Now that's a very interesting topic. We talked about this a little bit before, but a lot of cross-dressers are also submissive, and some of them are submissive service-based.
Yes.
And so they would like to dress up as French maids and then clean the house, which is wonderful. I actually think that's a great idea.
Well, it could be that they want to dress up as French maids, and because the woman lets them, they love doing housework. They may not love doing housework that much, but in the context, they will do it because it will please the woman to do housework. But some of them really enjoy putting on a lingerie outfit. Doesn't have to be a French maid, and vacuum. And then some of them probably do some pretty good work.
That would be a really good reason to actually go ahead and accept that into your relationship.
I recommend it to women if their men admits to having cross-dress fantasies. I would incorporate that. I work a lot with couples too, where it has come out a little bit that the man wants to try something like that, and the woman is uncertain if it's a good idea. But
do most of them freak out a little bit? I mean, I think it would be kind of shocking if you're you're not used to being in that lifestyle.
Right, because it so blows that image of what a lot of women think a man should be.
Now, this just came to me. I'm thinking, is this a way of a male usually that is put to the test at work and having to be very, upfront and very aggressive and everything, a way for them to relax and take the feminine part of themselves that they maybe are not in touch with at work and be able to nurture that in some ways?
It could be that. It entirely depends on the person's makeup, personal makeup. A lot of cross-dressers may not be very powerful, a lot of them are. And that is taking away from the stereotype where a lot of people think, oh, if they cross-dress, they must be wimps. That is not true. At least 50% of the cross-dressers are in very assertive job positions and quite successful. And the other half may be doing regular type jobs,